Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sportsbook Review, Bundesliga, Week 3. I was just getting the YouTube channel up to see if anyone has made a comment yet. Jonathan Nelson says, let's get it. Mitch says that we talked him into a first-half draw for Rangers at plus 158. And who's ready for some awesome picks? I hope we're going to have some awesome picks, Alex. It was a bit of a difficult weekend in the Bundesliga last weekend. A lot of shock results. Big teams kind of underperformed. What did you make of it? What's your post-mortem for week 2 of the Bundesliga?
Yeah, I got ruined in week 2. I went 1-3 with the banker losing. Dortmund -1 away at Freiburg. You could tell that they are really missing those defensive players, and I think that this is the most important thing when betting on Dortmund right now. All the missing players at the back. We will talk about them playing Hoffenheim in few. But I was impressed. Haaland, I don't know what happened to him. Still the main engine there in front. Malen disappointed me. Hopefully he will adapt real soon, and he will be part of this good tactics that Marco Rose is trying to build here at Dortmund. I was very impressed with Wolfsburg. Again, 3 points. Again, one of the most consistent teams in Germany. So I don't know, struggling Bayern Munich, still Bayern Munich struggling. They conceded 2 times, and they scored with Serge Gnabry that third goal to win the 3 points. More than that, again, really impressed with Union Berlin, as I was expecting. They gave it all again against Hoffenheim. Very poor from Gladbach, 4-0 from Bayer Leverkusen. Also, I was expecting more from Mainz against Bochum. I thought that they will win at least 1 point from this trip. Yeah, Arminia, Bielefeld again against the Greater Furth. I was expecting more for them. But yeah, it's still early days in Bundesliga. Loved the way that Leipzig bounced back, even though I had plus 1.5 for Stuttgart. Leipzig bounced back in style. And yeah, let's see what will happen this week.
Yeah, it does just go to show you, doesn't it, how inconsistent that teams can be in the opening weeks of the season. You saw Dortmund incredible in week 1 going forward and then slumping to a very disappointing defeat. You had RB Leipzig very disappointing in the first round of fixtures, and then they were so impressive against Stuttgart, just absolutely blew the opposition away. Getting like veteran sports bettors now. We've been doing this for many years, and yeah, I've really got into a pattern of keeping my stakes quite low, keeping them quite small during the opening weeks of the season, and then really ramping up once we get to about week 7, week 8, then keeping them high, and then just really tailing it off and hardly betting anything in the final weeks of the season when there's no real, a lot of teams don't have anything left to play for. So we're going to keep plugging away in the opening weeks, but I'm sure we'll all be enjoying lavish profits by the end of the season. We're going to, well, first, we're going to kick things off in a minute, but I'll just give you your daily reminder to please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And when this video is over, head on over to sportsbookreview.com. You'll be able to read articles from Alex. Tancredi's there too. Tancredi can't be with us on this show because he's covering the Champions League draw today, but he's got some articles written over there. You can also join our Pick 6 contest, which is for NFL and college football. All you need is a Sportsbook Review forum account to join. No money required to enter whatsoever, and you can win up to $1,600 per week and 50 grand in season-long cash prizes up for grabs if you make correct picks. So what are you waiting for? Go and do it. Right, Borussia Dortmund versus Hoffenheim. Interesting game. Hoffenheim opened their account with a 4-0 victory over Augsburg. And then not so impressive last weekend in a 2-2 draw with Union Berlin after Union Berlin had a man sent off, but very exciting going forwards, which perhaps bodes well for a game against the Dortmund team that have conceded 4 goals in their opening 2 matches. What do you expect from this game, Alex? Are we expecting a high-scoring game?
Yeah, it's a Friday game. Usually on Fridays in Bundesliga, we see high-scoring games. We are looking at the 2 teams, Dortmund and Hoffenheim, who scored the only 2 teams till now that scored 6 goals in the opening 2 games in the German Bundesliga. I'm seeing a high-scoring affair. I'm seeing even Hoffenheim scoring 2 goals on their own. The Alex Classic should be a winning bet by halftime. But I will keep it simple. I will straightforward over 3.5 goals in the match at 1.85. I think that a 3-2 type of game, free type of game, something like that, 2-2 from 2-2 and up, from 2-2 and up, whatever happens.
Okay, sounds great. This is the spirit. I like this from Irish John, who's putting the Jameson to the side, and he's brought out the German Beck's beer for the show. We know that Irish John's in Dallas, so I'm guessing it must be about 10 a.m. in Dallas. So that's a good, strong start to the day.
We love that. It's like a Saturday morning, in Europe. This is how I like to start my Saturday morning. To go to brush my teeth with a beer, and after that to continue,
Couple of Jamesons and then crack open the premium German lager.
Jamesons.
Sounds great. I love Jameson. I can't quite figure out this game. I just wanted to go for the Alex Classic, but the odds are just so low on it. I really feel like the bookmakers priced me out of this one, but I like your take. Next up, we have Stuttgart versus Freiburg. Could be another interesting game. Stuttgart. How do you analyze Stuttgart? They beat Furth 5-1 and then they lost 4-0 to RB Leipzig. So I guess you could say that they're strong going forwards and pretty weak at the back. Freiburg coming off a 2-1 victory over Borussia Dortmund, which should give them a real boost for confidence. How do you see this one panning out?
They had their chances in the first half. They could even have opened the score sheet, contribute on the scoreboard first against RB Leipzig. But once RB Leipzig scored the first and after that the second goal, everything, they got ruined, They didn't have that energy that they are normally showing. Normally I like Stuttgart, I cannot understand sometimes look at the 4-0 type of game from RB Leipzig. I wish they could have scored at least 1 goal because they deserved that. 5-1 against Greater Furth at home. At home, it's a different material for Stuttgart. Always very dangerous at home. Freiburg on the other side, impressive win against Dortmund. That I can tell you. But again, on the road, they are not the best team in Germany. Many defeats last season, hardly winning points. I think that this should be a Stuttgart win, but Stuttgart are still missing many of their key players. Hopefully for them, they will score a fast goal because everything changes once Stuttgart score a goal in the first 20 minutes of the game. Their confidence level will get higher, and they will go on the front foot throughout the entire match. So 2.2, really good value on Stuttgart, but I'm skipping it because I was impressed a little bit, to be honest, with Freiburg last week.
Yeah, I just can't bring myself to bet against the team that just beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1, even if they don't travel particularly well. So for that reason, it's a pass from me. We're going to move on to Mainz versus Furth. God, what we're going to think of Mainz. This just shows you how inconsistent teams are at the start of the season. You beat RB Leipzig, who are a quality team, beat them 1-0, and then you go and lose to Bochum. Ugh. Again, you could argue that it's just because they're strong at home and not so good on the road. We've got fans back in the stadiums now. Now that they're back at home, do you think they'll go and win this game, Alex?
This is what happened with Furth last week. First game of the season on their turf, 1-1 with Arminia Bielefeld. They could have easily won that game. Arminia with a man down after 68 minutes. Furth went for the 3 points. Unfortunately, they failed to find the back of the net for the second goal. I think that the fans are very important. You can see also, we talked about Serie A. You can see the pressure that they are putting on the referees. You can see those so many red cards. Also in Bundesliga, we've seen 2 red cards last week for Union Berlin and for Arminia. The prices are not so good for a Mainz win, but I think that we'll see a Mainz win at 1.71.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mainz should get the job done, especially at home, but I'm totally burned by them last weekend not getting that result against Bochum. That killed one of my accumulators. So I'm not having any of them for a couple of weeks. Again, I want to see more trends developing this season now that the teams are up. I want to see who plays well at home, who's going to be keeping more clean sheets, who fares well on the road. So that's why I'm only coming up with a few picks for this weekend's fixture. Next, we have Koln, or Cologne, as some people call them in England. We've got the mighty Koln, and they are coming up against Bochum. What do we think? What do we make of Bochum, Alex? Do you think that Bochum can get
results? Very lucky. Very lucky Bochum to keep a clean sheet against Mainz. Again, for who watched the match, they know what I'm saying. Mainz pushed for a draw. Unfortunately, again, they were not that clinical. They played on the road. Bochum with the first game in front of their fans, 2-0. Very important win for Bochum. For those small teams like Greater Furth, like Bochum, those kind of results, early wins, and most of all in front of their fans, count a lot for their season, how it will be develop, because normally they should fight for relegation. But look, now Bochum 2-0 against Mainz, a Mainz team that previously they won 1-0 against RB Leipzig. What shows you shows you lack of consistency, and also the home reasoning, playing in front of the fans and away. On the other side, Koln, very good performance against Bayern Munich. 2 goals from 3 shots on target. And I was impressed most of all because Bayern Munich at home, they normally have 65 to 70% possession against teams like Koln, Only 55% possession from Bayern Munich, sterile possession also. Koln should bounce back in this one, and for me, I'm going for over 2.5 goals in the match because I really think that Bochum might contribute on the scoreboard, or 3-0 for Koln. I don't know, but also the money line looks very good at 1.86.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's paid off. The goals line has paid off in both of Koln's games so far, hasn't it? And you have to give them plaudits for really taking the game to Bayern Munich at the weekend. I thought they were pretty impressive. I know Bayern Munich do leave gaps at the back to exploit, but yeah, they deserve credit there. Harry Doherty's mentioning Arsenal. Oh, thank you for mentioning Arsenal. I love that we're getting back on it. Arsenal beat West Brom 6-0, and West Brom are one of the world's best teams. So Arsenal are going to have a fantastic season. And I know what you're saying, Irish John, that Arsenal beat West Brom's under-14s, but West Brom's under-14s are the best under-14s team in the world. So we need to get ahead of ourselves here a bit. I think we need to give them the praise that they're due. I know Ronaldo's going to Man City now, but it's Arsenal for the title, isn't it? Would you bet on Arsenal to win the title, Alex?
The Champions League directly. They are not playing. Oh, sorry.
No, well, Champions League in 2023.
The World Cup?
I mean, If England play Ramsdale, I think England will win the World Cup. But Arsenal for every club competition going, I think. Yeah. I mean, there was that defeat to Harry's Chelsea, but we won't read too much into that. I'm much more enthused by our victory over a very, very impressive West Brom side. But anyway, I digress. I must move on to Bundesliga.
The Monday morning reports Arteta is out. They sacked him.
Arteta in. Anyone that can lead a team to victory over West Brom deserves a pay rise, I think. Arminia. We have Arminia versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt lost their main goal threat, didn't they, in the summer? But they scored twice against Borussia Dortmund. So, everyone was probably expecting them to have a pretty good game against Augsburg. Didn't quite work out. 0-0 draw. More inconsistency. Do you think they'll get back to winning ways here, Alex?
It's tough to predict an outcome from this match. They lost their talisman, as you said, Andre Silva, who already scored for RB Leipzig. Okay, from penalty, but he scored. It's important. With that new transfer, Bore, you mentioned that they scored 2 against Dortmund, but let's not forget Dortmund's defense is absolutely struggling right now without their main players. On the other side, Arminia 0-0 with Freiburg. After that, 1-1 on the road with Greater Furth. Normally, Eintracht should win this game, but I think that it's a trap. I think that even a draw is on the cards here at 3.7. I think that even the under 2.5 goals at 2.0 is on the cards here. Pass. Totally pass for me.
Pass. I'm joining you with the pass. As we said, Tan's not here, but I imagine he would probably pass if he was here as well. So it's a full house of passes. We're going to slide straight on to Augsburg versus Leverkusen. And I'm not passing this one because I've been extremely impressed with Leverkusen so far. They're sitting in third place after a win and a draw from their first 2 games. Not a bad result in the opening weekend, getting a 1-1 draw away at Union Berlin. And then they just absolutely thrashed Gladbach last weekend. Gladbach are a decent team and they didn't have a great deal of possession, but they used the ball so well. They always looked dangerous when they were going forwards. And Patrick Schick is doing his thing. I think they can go to Augsburg and get a win here. Do you agree, Alex, or do you see Augsburg throwing a spanner in the works?
Augsburg basically in the games 0 goals, 4 conceded, but most important on those 2 games that in both games they didn't manage to shoot on target. 0 shots on target against Eintracht, 0 shots on target against Hoffenheim. How you score if you don't have shots on target? How you even find the back of the net?
Augsburg fan. What are you getting if you're turning up to watch Augsburg games? You can't even have a shot on target. That's just abysmal.
Yeah, exactly. They are. I don't know. The still Eintracht Frankfurt to win and over 1.5 goals in the match. I think that Eintracht scores 2, or it might even end 1-0. So don't complicate it. Go directly with a straight Eintracht win. Despite the fact that, not Eintracht, Leverkusen. Despite the fact that Leverkusen drawed with Union Berlin, but after that they bounced back immediately. And I think that Gladbach are one of the toughest opposition, and scoring 4 goals against Gladbach will tell you how determined they were to bounce back after that draw match with the Union in the first round. So 1.71 for Leverkusen right now looks like a gold mine,
It does look like a gold mine to me. I'm all over it. It's my banker for the weekend, and I put it in a couple of parlays too. I'm liking Bayer Leverkusen a lot. I think they should go and get a win. But as I say, it is a very inconsistent time of the season, so maybe don't go too wild with your.
This is why This is why you put it Patrick Schick on the thumbnail.
And because he's just such a legend. Scores from the line of European Championships. He just tears it apart, really. And we can't have Lewandowski every week, and I can't have Serge Gnabry because it's just too painful to watch what's happened to him since leaving Arsenal. So I've gone for Patrick Schick. But we're welcome for suggestions. If you wanna name a Bochum player for next week, just let us know. We'll straight up represent the Bochum Massive. Now, I know everyone's talking about Arsenal's 6-0 win, but did you see Bayern Munich won 12-0 yesterday? 12-0! Bremer had a man sent off with like 15 minutes to go, but Bayern Munich I think they were already 9-0 up or 10-0 up by that point. It was just an absolute mauling. There was no Lewandowski, but Choupo-Moting scored 4 times. It was just absolutely outrageous stuff. That's got to give them a bit of confidence. I'm quite liking just Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score. They're not exactly a solid defensive team anymore, but they're incredible going forwards. Is there a chance that Hertha Berlin get on the score sheet in this game, Alex, do you think?
I don't know. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Let's not forget that this Bremer team, Bremer, they are playing in Oberliga Bremen. So it's a part of the country minor league, something like that. So that 12-0 is nothing. It's like playing with Arsenal's B squad.
Don't you say it's like playing West Brom's under-14s, because West Brom's under-14s are quality players.
No, it's not exactly at that level. They are not exactly at that level, but that 12-0, and I saw some highlights in the morning, and they didn't even push for scoring more goals because it was a mess. So you cannot make anything from that game and use it by previewing a Premier or a Bundesliga game. Sean MCK said earlier that Bayern Munich scored, not Bayern Munich, Lewandowski scored 5 goals in the last 5 games against Hertha Berlin. So maybe Lewandowski to score a brace 2+ goals in the match would be a valuable bet. There is no value, in my opinion, for this match. Probably Tancredi will go for Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score. Probably this is where he's going. But Hertha Berlin, last place in the standings, 2 defeats, the only team with 2 defeats in the first 2 games. I think that they will have. It will be a straightforward win for Bayern Munich.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know what Tancredi's going for because he hasn't sent in any picks for this Bundesliga round. I just note that both teams to score has paid off in both of Bayern's games so far. Drew with Gladbach, beat Koln 3-2. I think they should be good enough to beat Hertha Berlin, and they obviously beat Dortmund 3-1 in the Super Cup final. So I'm just thinking Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score looks pretty attractive at +125. I'm not, as I say, not going hard. I'm not putting the mortgage on it, but I think that looks like a nice little bet for week 3. Okay.
I was checking a little bit the group, the Skype group talk, and he did send his place for the Bundesliga.
Did he? Oh, you'll have to
and you even thanked him.
Wasn't that his picks for Serie A? I thought he only sent his picks.
No, before that he sent the picks. No, after you thanked him, he sent the picks for Serie A.
I'll tell you what. When we get to the end, just you can read them out and tell everyone what the mad Italian's going for.
Brilliant.
Or I can actually. I'll see if I can find it. Okay. Next up, Union Berlin versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. who are coming off an absolute hammering at the hands of Bayer Leverkusen. Very disappointing. They're going to have a point to prove, I imagine, going into this game. They're coming up against the solid Union Berlin team, though. I believe you're looking at goals markets in this one, Alex.
Yeah, Gladbach played good against Bayern. You wouldn't expect them to lose 4-0 to Leverkusen. Okay, maybe to lose, but to score, to play something. They played, they had the opportunities, they missed a lot of chances. I think that they should bounce back. But still, I think that Union Berlin are a really tough opponent, and everybody felt that last season, and also already Leverkusen and Hoffenheim felt that in the first two matches. It's a goal game, I think, that also Union will find the back of the net. Gladbach will come with all the guns blazing here. So over 2.5 goals, in my opinion, at 1.85.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. I've just gone for both teams to score in this one. I don't really rate this Gladbach defence very highly, but I don't see them drawing another blank, especially against the team that leak goals like Union Berlin. So I'm going both teams to score. Alex is going over 2.5 goals. Put them together, if you like, to make the old Alex classic and get even more value. Final game is Wolfsburg versus RB Leipzig, and I was a bit disappointing that these two are playing against each other this weekend, because they're the two teams that have really impressed me recently, and I was hoping to bet on them against other teams. But there you go. Could this be a draw?
Yeah, hopefully a 2-2 draw to repeat the last two Bundesliga results they played, 1-1 against each other. If you remember last year, both on Wolfsburg turf and on Leipzig turf, it ended 2-2 draw. Yeah, two of the most consistent sides, as you said. It's normal. It was the first match of the season for Leipzig. New manager, new striker, new system, and they lost 1-0 to Mainz on the road. But after that, we already talked about it, 4-0 with Stuttgart. On the other side, we mentioned that Wolfsburg are the only team who won their opening two matches, 2-1 with Hertha and 1-0 with Bochum. Very, very organized at the back. Very good on set pieces, corners, free kicks, with tall players, with Weghorst there in front. I think that I see a round of fixtures where most of the matches will finish with over 2.5 goals. So, and I like the odds. Normally, you wouldn't find valuable odds in Bundesliga for over 2.5. But when you see a Wolfsburg Leipzig type of match at 1.77 for over 2.5 goals, jump all over it.
Yes, indeed, you do that. I was just looking at who's going to win this game. I really think it could be. A draw. Ivan is asking when the Premier League show is on. The Premier League show is on tomorrow. So if you join us tomorrow, you'll have the Premier League and La Liga all within the space of about 2 hours. Click the notification bell on our YouTube page, and you'll be informed whenever we're about to start a video. And you can watch us live, which will be very exciting. George isn't going to be here for the Premier League. We've let him have a holiday. I think he's going to Costa Rica to find out whether Flash is actually his father or not. Maybe he'll have to do some sort of DNA test or something. I don't know. But we're going to have Junior. We're going to have Junior on with Matt Lawrence, and then we've got the guys from La Liga Lowdown on in the afternoon. So that'll be another wonderful show. I have found Tancredi's picks, so I can just read them out quickly before we do ours. He's going for. You have to bear with me because he writes it like ones and twos. So he's going for.
No, let me tell you. If you want my help, Bayern to win and both teams to score against Hertha. Dortmund minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap. Draw in Wolfsburg Leipzig. Draw in Union Gladbach. Mainz to win. Koln to win. Augsburg Leverkusen, the Alex Classic. Arminia Eintracht. the Alex Classic, Stuttgart, Freiburg, the Alex Classic.
Yes, indeed, that's what he's going for. And his banker was minus 1.5 handicap for Dortmund in their game against Hoffenheim, I think. So he's looking for a really impressive victory for Dortmund in that game. There you go.
I wouldn't be so sure, to be honest.
No, I'm not 100% convinced either. But no, thanks for reading them out. Esteban, can you give us our picks and I'll read them out? So I've only got 3. I'm going for Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score at plus 125. I've got both teams to score in that game between Union and Borussia Mönchengladbach at minus 143. And I'm liking Leverkusen to get an away win at minus 125. Alex is going for over 2.5 goals in the Koln game against Bochum. He's got over 2.5 goals as well against Wolfsburg versus Leipzig, both at similar sort of odds, minus 133 and minus 130, which is about 1.75, isn't it? 1.76. He's got over 3.5 goals in the Dortmund versus Hoffenheim game at minus 118, and the same set of odds on the Union Gladbach game at minus 118. Interesting, Alex. You're not going for any winners there. You're sticking to the goals mark every game.
Yes, this round sticking to the goals market, but I really love your bet on Leverkusen to win away at Augsburg.
Oh, thank you very much. Hope it comes off now. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. It's been wonderful to preview the Bundesliga with you all. As I said, hit that notification bell, and then you won't miss a filming session. You'll know when we're filming about football, basketball, baseball, UFC, tennis, boxing, curling, any other sport that you
curling.
Do we like curling analysts at SBR? If not, we should. It's a very good sport. You brush the ice while the ball is like marble.
You brush the
ice. Brushing the ice like crazy as it's going towards the balls. It's fantastic. There's the technical analysis. Okay. I think that's it. That's a wrap. Give us a thumbs up on the way out, and hopefully we'll have Tancredi back with us next week when we cover the Bundesliga, and join us tomorrow for Premier League and La Liga. But I hope all your bets are winners. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much, Alex. Thanks everyone.
Thank you very much. Best of luck, guys.